right, YouTube, how's it going? This is Dave. We are back for the 40,000 mile review. Actually, it's a little bit more than 40,000 miles, but the 2021 Sierra Duramax has been serving me faithfully for the last year and I'd say 4 or 5 months since I had it. About a year and 5 months. And yeah, the love affair hasn't ended. I still love this truck. It's treated me extremely well. Very few problems. There was 1 or 2 little things that I dealt with. If you saw one of my previous videos, I had a check engine light that came on. Had to probably do with something related to an incomplete regen or something like that, because it hasn't come back since after resetting it. I didn't even really notice any change with the car, the truck, since getting it pre or post. So I'm not really looking into it much further beyond that. We'll do a walk around, just kind of look at the truck here, see anything change. One thing I will say, and this is not a fault of General Motors, this is just a fault of a driving style. I would definitely say once you get your truck clear bra it. Go with a Expel or something like that on the front of it, because she's taking a beating. I don't know how well this is going to pick it up, but there is a lot of chips in her all over the front. I got bugs, I got everything. I did fix the falling out emblem thing, so if you take a look at that on a previous video, but you can see on this truck, I got some scrapes and scratches. A pretty good one right here. Not sure where the hell that came from. Rock or something skipped up. And I will occasionally hear things bounce off the top of the truck when I'm driving. Didn't see any dent or anything, but overall, she's been holding up well. No suspension issues, and I really loaded her down a few times, but overall, been towing a lot as well. So again, if you're staying under 10,000 pounds, I would say staying under like 9,000 pounds predominantly. This is a really great truck to do that with. And sorry, messing with the camera angle here a little. Sorry about that. So I would definitely recommend this truck if you're definitely staying under 9,000 pounds. I've been towing about anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 pounds pretty routinely lately. Not getting it all on film because it just gets boring for folks, but went through loading it. Like I said, for maintenance purposes, I do most of my own maintenance just because I'm changing the oil so much. I don't feel like paying 100, 20, 130 bucks. I'm sure folks get better deals depending on the dealership. I do know the dealerships that I go to, that's where they're making most of their money, is through service. So just going around, we changed the fuel filter on it. I've only done that once thus far. I'm coming up on that again in a little bit. I've changed quite a few oil changes on this. Other than that, it's been pretty much routine maintenance. And yeah, you can see a couple little chips here and there. So I think what we'll do is let's do a little road test with it. Can't really complain about what what she's been doing. Fuel mileage has been phenomenal. Again, in that 28 MPG area for the most part. I've done a little better, definitely done worse. I've had a couple of times when I was really hauling, and I was only getting like 24, 25 MPG. And of course, in towing, you're going to see, 18, anywhere, I'd say anywhere from like 15 to 20, depending on what you're hauling. For me, with, 6,000 to 7,000 pounds, doing like the race car trailer there, and my SS loaded down with gear, I've been about 18 to 20 miles per gallon, which, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. So let's get in there, let's go for a ride. All right, folks, we're back in the I'll call it my mobile office, because that's pretty much, I take a lot of calls for work in this thing. And that's honestly, and I don't really give you a very good view of the cabin for like normal days, but it's a freaking mess in here, all right? I live out of this thing 3 to 4 days a week. I mean, that's what trucks should be, at least my humble opinion of it. That's what most trucks are. And let me just give you a quick adjustment. I think we're all right here. But yeah, I live in this thing, and I really think it's very nicely appointed with the center console. You can put files in it, anything from files, rags, napkins, a couple other 100,000 things in here. But it's a nice, really nice deep console, which works out really well for just storing pretty much anything you think you'd need. And you know, it's got this center console here. The front section works really well for just storing the stuff that you're touching a lot throughout the day. I got paperwork in here where I dump my keys, my phone, various sundry things, right? Granted, I don't have the refresh, but I'm honestly really happy with this truck, and frankly don't really have a problem with the interior. Some folks wanted the refresh, and I can understand where they're, you know, they say that this is a bit of a outdated interior. I definitely get that. As far as you know, comfort, just like your normal driving around and spending the amount of time I do in it, yeah, I really have zero complaints. I don't get out fatigued. The seats are pretty comfortable. You know, I don't know. I've never been in a 22 yet, so I can't really give too much of an opinion on it. But for the 40,078 miles that I've been in this one, they've been a joy. Like I had mentioned earlier, you know, I did get that check engine light, but I didn't even really notice the check engine light till I was about 50 miles into my drive anyway. I noticed it had come on. And like I had said previously, it had to do with, I believe it had to do with the incomplete regen. And, you know, this is something I've said for quite a while, that, you know, this truck, for the way that I drive it, is really, really probably the best option I could possibly have. I really love that the diesel has a ton of power for what I need to do. I mean, for my 6,000–7,000 pounds that I tow with it, fairly routine. I'd say 2–3 times a month. You know, that's not as much as some guys are like beating the crap out of their truck. But for me, for the hobbyist, and for somebody who really uses it, like hauling, I think I hauled 100 bags, I think they're 35 or 50 pound bags of mulch and dirt over the last last month or so, at one time, with the trailer on the back. It didn't even acknowledge it was there, right? Like, the thing just has no issue with towing. I think it was a really awesome idea. I think it was overall been pretty happy with how they executed it. It gets, for me, it gets great gas mileage, fuel mileage. Nitpickers will say it's not gas, it's diesel, of course. Which they would be right. DEF consumption, the diesel exhaust fluid consumption, is really not that bad. I usually put in, I would say, a 2.5 gallon jug a month, maybe. And honestly, I think that that's probably more than what I'm really putting in. I would say it's probably maybe every month and a half or so. You know, I've been pretty happy with like the fluid usage. I mean, obviously, since I drive so much, I got to deal a lot with the oil changes. But I knew that going in. I mean, it's just a certain amount of time in between, and unfortunately, I don't have a very good barometer for how dirty is too dirty with the oil. But I know that I do a quick change. It's extremely easy on this truck. Everything is right there, easily accessible. You get the truck up in the air a little bit, and it's very easy to get to the filter and the change plug. If that's something that interests you, I would highly recommend you just changing your oil yourself. Oil you can get very easily from Amazon. I would suggest you stock up on it. I was talking a little bit about comfort in the back, second row comfort. I got 2 growing boys. There's a ton of room in there. I love the storage underneath the seat, especially now with, I live in New Jersey. You cannot go to a single store and get bags anymore. I don't know if that's a new thing for just this state, or it's been pretty commonplace. But I have about 8,000 bags that I've purchased for 99 cents from the various stores that are now going to like canvas bags. So that's a pain in the ass. Probably I'll never get used to that, but these are the times we are currently living in. What else? What else do I have? Is there anything that I want to touch on for you guys? I talked about mileage a little bit, comfort, back row comfort, adults, awesome. Really great, especially when you fold up. Really great for storage of just equipment and stuff like that. When I go to my different race events, I put a lot of my tools and jacks and things like that in there, just because I have, I don't like leaving it in the bed. I don't have anything in the bed. I don't have a top in the cover, a tonneau cover in there yet. So I do need to get that taken care of. But like I said, I'm actually going to be doing a spray and bed liner for you guys. Just either a Raptor liner or whatever I can find that makes sense. And I'm going to just do the lower section, not the walls, because I really haven't had an issue with the walls getting a single scratch on them. It's been the floor, and that's what you would expect when you're just shoving things in and out. So I'll do that. I'll do a tonneau cover install at some point. It just hasn't been a priority for me. Let me think. What else? If there's anything else, I don't think. Oh, you know, just rain driving. I haven't changed the tires yet at 40,080 miles now, and so far they still show plenty of life. I do need to do a rotation on them, so I'll have to take care of that one weekend in the driveway. But I really haven't had any wet traction issues with them. I rarely put it in auto. Only when I'm getting really hard rain and I'm on like the highway or something like that, I'll put it in auto 4-wheel. I think I have maybe put it in 4-wheel high once or twice since having it in the last year and a half. Really haven't had to use it. The auto 4-wheel drive has been beautiful in the snow. Again, we really haven't gotten a lot of snow since I bought this, which is the reason why it hasn't snowed a lot. But beyond that, guys, that's pretty much all I have. Oh, the bed light in the back, very convenient. I love that little thing here. This truck doesn't have a huge amount of options. One of the things that if you get the Duramax 10-speed, you automatically get, it's like a convenience group that has the heated wheel and the heated seat. Love them. Really love them. Gonna be hard if I ever have to get another vehicle not to have that. So I may have to do that. It stinks that I have to get that, but it is really nice, especially in winter when it's freezing cold out, having to getting that nice warm steering wheel. But beyond that, guys, pretty darn happy with this truck. I really have very little thing to say. You know, other than that one time I broke my windshield. Can't avoid that. Not the truck's fault. The check engine light, which hasn't come back since. I just fill it up. That sucks. I'm not getting into diesel fuel. It does great for what it is. Everybody's suffering right now, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I love this truck. Does it offset the cost now, how expensive diesel is? Well, guess what? You're only $1 away now for regular. So, yes, the answer is yes. The diesel is still, in my mind, superior to it for what I do. I would not get a gas truck because I still have to drive over 600 miles a week. And this thing gets routinely 650 plus a tank. And I do not baby it. I'm looking down right now, my average 50, just that's what the screen's on, is at 29.2. So it's putting into work, guys. Pretty darn happy. Yeah, if you guys have anything you want to ask me, you know, if there's something I left out that was just like, oh shit, why didn't you talk about it? Let me know. I'll respond in the comments. You know, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't hesitate to reach out, guys. I really do like the dialogue with folks. I like trying to help folks out with the experiences that I've had. But that's all she wrote for this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.